Live from New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show. Today, from her Celebrity Apprentice feud to the love life rumors, Kate Gosselin is here setting the record straight. Plus, Melissa Rivers is filing a multi-million-dollar lawsuit over her mom's death. And Big Sean is speaking out on his ex, Naya Rivera, and his new love, Ariana Grande. We get the inside scoop from the gossip table's Rob Shooter. Plus, Wendy's got all of today's hottest topics. Now, here's Wendy.
Yeah. Hi, people. Dug out, salted, and slid into the studio. All righty then. Hi. My co-host, my studio audience. Better now that we're back together. Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. The last thing, thank you, sir. I heart you also. I mean, we've talked. The last thing that I told you on Monday was by hook or by crook, I am going to be here on Tuesday. I don't care about 30 inches of snow. We made all the provisions. We had the hotel room right down the street. Our son came from school, was in the city. We were ready. Next thing you know, they closed down the city, the subway system, the cars driving, the whole bit. So what's the point in staying when I knew that you all wouldn't be here on Tuesday either, you know? And then maybe like half of my camera crew guys might not have, I'm like, who, you know, people have lives outside of the show. Even though you're supposed to live those the other 23 hours in the day. But I was very, very sad to be home. And I was, you know, shout out to everybody in Suffolk County, Long Island. I'm sorry to hear about you made it? Wait a minute, how did you make it here? I thought that you were, you took the train.
Yes.
But you had to dig out.
Yes.
We got 6 inches of snow in Jersey. I want my money back. I mean, you know how you prepare yourself, you buy all the good foods and everything. I told you I bought 3 different kinds of bread. I don't even eat bread. But I figured it was gonna be a snow day, so, you know, we'll be in the house and, you know, and then we'll work and then we'll come back home. Anyway, does anybody need 3 kinds of bread? And then there was nothing but news on yesterday about the snowstorm. I got about sick of that. Yes. Thank goodness for the Lifetime Movie Network. I woke up safe and sound in my Jersey bed at 8 o'clock in the morning, just in time for a movie on Lifetime called The Fourth Floor. Okay, it starred Juliette Lewis and William Hurt. All right, and it takes place in New York City. 8 o'clock yesterday morning, I'm watching it. All right, so she inherits an apartment from one of her dead heirs. And she decides to move into the apartment. The apartment has 5 floors, 1 apartment on each floor. She lives on the 5th floor. But on the 4th floor, there's a madman, played by William Hurt. And he does all that he can do to drive her insane, to drive her out of this apartment just because he's mean. So he drills a hole in his ceiling, which is really her floor. And he uploads maggots that turn into flies. Oh, the movie had everything disgusting. And normally, I don't watch Lifetime for respected actors that I know all the time. Like, I'm like, this is normally be a movie that like I would change the channel. When I watch Lifetime, I like to see the cheesiness of like Tori Spelling and Lisa Rinna. You know, my cheesy acting Lifetime people, not real actors. But I stayed. Look, the culmination of it, the funny part, William Hurt filled his whole apartment, like 6 feet high, of the packing peanuts. So there's white packing peanuts every place. And she's chasing him around the apartment with a crowbar. And he's got a long knife, and he's chasing her. And they're wading through the packing peanuts, and he moved all the furniture. So literally, it was like a 5-year-old's wonderland of packing peanuts. She gets to the front door to escape. She opens the door, all the packing peanuts pour out in the hall. I'm like, who's gonna clean that up? Anyway, I say all that to say, Lifetime Movie Network, thank you for your entertainment. So good. And every time I walked past the window and looked outside, I didn't see enough snow. It just made me madder and madder that I was in the house, when I know we could have been here entertaining one another. Then I was mad because I was like, no, wait a minute. Friday is supposed to be our 1000th show. No. Not, ooh. You mean, damn it, man. Thanks to the snow day, it's technically only our 999th show. Look, that was bothering me all day. I swear it was bothering me. It was bothering me all day. But despite that, we're not gonna change it and put it to Monday because Randy Jackson already has his first-class ticket. And the Whispers are here to perform, and the beat goes on, and it's a love thing. So it's a party. So if you're gonna be in the audience, don't forget your black tie and just pretend it's our 1000th episode when really we all know it's 999. So by like 7 o'clock last night when Entertainment Tonight comes on, all regular programming was resumed on TV. Did you see Kim Kardashian speaking out about Bruce Jenner? Well, I wonder if it became a family fight when she got home or whether she was maybe given her marching orders by that woman, her mom, to start talking about, well, I think that she said a little too much, all right? You'll take a look. Kim now is saying what we've said all along, which is Bruce might be going through something, but what I've said all along is he doesn't have to explain to us. Like, all he has to do is live in his own truth. Like, just be honest with himself. And we, even me, and I'm nosy, even me, I don't need the story. I'm just observing, and I'm happy for him. But take a look at Kim.
Do you understand that everybody out there is making speculation on whether he's transitioning to a woman or not? And I think that's what everybody's curious about.
Yeah, and I guess I'll just kind of let everyone be curious. And, you know, I just feel like that's really his journey to talk about. I think Bruce should tell his story his way. I think everyone goes through things in life, but I do think that that story and what Bruce is going through, I think he'll share whenever the time is right.
I think that by saying what she said everything. Correct? She said everything. I almost feel violated if I'm Bruce. You know, unless Bruce told her that it was okay. Like, we don't know. Maybe they had a family meeting and everybody knew that Kim was going on there to promote something or another, but whatever she was promoting was usurped by the fascination with Bruce. You know, if Bruce does a reality show, that would be great. But when I think about some of the reality shows that have really captivated me in concept, I find that I'm only there for a couple episodes. Like, I was very captivated by Lindsay doing the Oprah reality show. But I ended up only watching 2 episodes. You know, Hot Topics watch the rest because that's what they do, and then they fill me in on what's going on. But I have the attention span of a gnat sometimes, even with the most interesting thing. Like, you know, I think about like Chaz Bono, and Chaz went through, you know, her transition. Even if that was a reality show. Was that a reality show?
Yeah.
I was? Did I watch? Yeah. No, I didn't watch. You know what I mean? Like, you see stuff, you watch, you're over it. Well, maybe he will do a reality show. I think that if he did do one, I wouldn't want to incorporate the rest of the family because I want Bruce to win with his new life without that woman. And part of winning to me, Part of winning to me would be if he had his own Bruce Goes It Alone reality show and got bigger ratings than any of the Kardashian shows ever. Like, that to me would be winning. Yes. I'm happy for Bruce. I don't need an explanation. Clap if you still need him to say something. Pardon my people, Bruce. Who has tickets for Chris Brown tonight at the Barclay? You know, it's all dug out. There's only a couple inches of snow over there. They already salted. Is anybody in the audience? Well, a good thing, because you'd need your money back. Even the people who have tickets who are watching, you don't know, but this is your public service announcement. Chris is in legal trouble, and there will be no Tyga, Trey Songz, and Chris Brown show on account of Chris and that probation. Okay, so remember last week I was telling you that his probation was revoked because he was short community service. At the time, I thought that he owed almost 200 hours of community service, but apparently it's hovering like 100 hours of community service. And now the judge is not allowing Chris to go on this tour until he finishes. He was supposed to, the tour was supposed to start yesterday in Virginia. But, you know, I guess Tyga and, who else? Oh, well, Tyga and Trey Songz could have still gone on to tour, but if you buy tickets, you're buying for all three of them. To me, all three of them are interesting in their own way. But it's Chris who screwed it up because his lawyer, overpriced Garagos over there, has not been keeping him in touch with his community service. And yeah, I do blame the lawyer, but I also blame, like, when you're a fully formed adult, there are some telephone calls that you should make on your own, even if you do have management and people like that. And I think that, one of those telephone calls, at least once a day, is supposed to be to your lawyer, just to make sure everything is good. Just because, you know, management is one thing to make phone calls. You can get your mom to make phone calls, you know, if your mom works for you or something like that. But there is honestly nothing like handling your own handle, just so you can hear it from the Garagos' mouth. So he was sentenced originally to 1,000 hours of community service back in August of 2013. And with only 100 hours left, and they need this tour because tours do better financially for artists than record sales because you all don't buy records anymore. And, but now, because of Chris and this last 100 hours, they can't go on tour until then. So I don't know whether you all get your money back. I know a lot of you have babysitters tonight. You've already hired a Sprinter to take you and 10 of your friends. Be popping bottles in the back. I know. Well, this is Chris's fault, so, you know, maybe they'll be coming back through town. I have no idea. Shout out to everybody in Virginia. Maybe you all were snowed in anyway, so you're probably glad. Were they snowed in Virginia? No. They weren't? No. What, did the snow just stop in Jersey and Long Island? Nobody else? Did they tell you it was gonna snow in Virginia? No? Anyway. All right, so no concert until he does that. Speaking of community service, Lindsay Lohan completed her community service at the last minute. And you know, Chris, if Lindsay could do it, you could do it too. Lindsay was short 138 hours. Remember the other day I was telling you, 138 hours of community service. She has until like another 3 weeks to finish it or she goes back to jail. But she rushed and finished it just in time for today's court hearing. It'll be her lawyer, Sean Hawley, who goes to court for her. Lindsay is still over in London, which by the way is a good thing because they are 8 hours they are 8 hours ahead of us. So she was able to get out of bed and get a jump on this community service. But she managed to finish, and I don't know what she did for community service, whether, you know, she picks up garbage on the side of the road or, you know, or paints, you know, over graffiti or plants trees. There's various forms of community service, although I think that the best one, because it really learns you, because people are passing you and say, hey, is when you've got that pitchfork and you're picking up garbage on the side of the road. Like to me, that is the most degrading community service ever. Nevertheless, she got it done, so we'll see what happens from there. Okay, do you remember the R&B singer Maya? Yes! You ever wonder what she's doing now? She's doing what every daddy dreads his daughter to do. On the pole. There she is. Still splitting, still. I mean, this is a Grammy award-winning singer, okay? She was that girl back in the day. Plus, she dances like Debbie Allen, you know, and the tap dance kid and stuff. You know, she taps with the top hat and the cane. Like, talented. And from DC, shout out to everybody in DC. What happened? I remember back in the day, her father was really protective of her, as well he should be. I think he was like her manager or something like that. And there used to be some slick people on the radio who'd say some slick stuff. So, you know, dad would want to shut things down and make sure his daughter's image was, I wonder what he thinks about his daughter's image now. Her dad was the shutdown king. All right, I'll explain. There's a little bit more to this story. Apparently, Maya is a performer, and she doesn't mind whether she's performing in strip clubs or gay clubs or whatnot. Obviously, she's not performing anymore at the Barclay Center or any, I mean, you know, and she's 35 years old. So she's still able to do her splits, although it looked a little struggly, not the split. Can you just roll the tape? Like, it's gotta be so degrading. You're struggling to, you know, split and arch your back, and people are throwing money at you. In the meantime, you're used to duet with Jay-Z, had your pick of the litter of any man, and they're throwing money at, oh. I mean, but I guess a girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do, right? It's better than applying for public assistance and having us all pay for it, right? The Taylor Swift hackulation. I must tell you, when I heard about it, I cared for 30 seconds and then I lost attention, but it was snowing, so I knew I had to get some enthusiasm to come in here today to share the story with you, because I think you care. Apparently, her Instagram and Twitter were hacked, and they're threatening to release nude pics of Taylor. Now, the reason why I didn't care when I heard this is because Taylor Swift doesn't have any nude pictures. She's not that kind of girl. First of all. In my mind. There are certain girls out here in the showbiz world who I've often said, you know, this is the daughter that a mom would be proud to have. In my mind, Taylor's that daughter. In my mind. You know, in terms of the way she moves through life, you know, she's moral. Yeah, she dates a lot, but so what? You know, it doesn't mean she's sleeping around. She likes to bake cookies. She's got her cat named Meredith. She has over 70 million social media followers, and she's on top of the world right now. Like, this is the kind of girl that would make a mom and dad proud. So, I mean, girls like this aren't really good for my business, you know, because there's no story there, you know what I mean? Don't forget, I'll draw up something ratchet before Hot Topics is over today. But look, let's talk about Taylor. She regained control of her accounts, and she was quick to clap back at people who said that she's got naked pictures and they were going to show them. And here's what she said. P.S. Any hackers saying they have nudes? Psh. You'd love that, wouldn't you? Have fun photoshopping because you got nothing. I totally believe this. Like, there's no story here. unlike a lot of Hollywood people and regular people, she's not that stupid. Yeah, I said stupid. Because anything that we all put on social media, you have to understand, you know, whether you're just watching from the innocence of your living room right now or whether you're a Taylor Swift, we all might get a hack-elation at some point in our lives. So anything that you put on social media should be something that you don't mind to be hacked to share. You understand what I'm saying? So there's no story there. So the Super Bowl's this coming Sunday, right? I need a full-blown report on counter-programming. You know what I like. Sex and the City marathons, American Greed, Locked Up Abroad, all right? The Lottery changed my life. You know the kind of TV I love. Will you be watching the Super Bowl? A lot of people only be watching because they'll be trapped, because you're going to Super Bowl parties, right? Yes. Not me, brother. I'm staying in with the remote on charge. But I have to say, people are saying that Katy Perry might be too sexy for the Super Bowl. And I said, where do you get this? Like, I like Katy Perry, don't get me wrong, but there's a difference between being attractive and being sexy. I never have, like, she's cute. She's cute, but cute is not sexy. To me, she's attractive, but she's not provocative and sultry. So I don't know clap if you think that she's sexy. Okay. All right. I think that she's attractive. I just don't find her sex appeal. Anyway, Katy Perry has been quiet about what we can expect from her for the Super Bowl, but she finally did give us a little tiny sneak peek. It's our hot shot of the day, and it's brought to you by Xenadrin. Hit it. I think it's so cute. I think that's so cute. That's such a great idea. And she doesn't really, and for me, like, I will change to the Super Bowl when she performs because I always like the halftime performances. But I think it's cute that she's showing us nothing. She's got nice toes, right? Yeah. A nice foot. And the caption on this picture read, even my tippy toes are ready. Now, you know she's bringing out a friend to the show, Lenny Kravitz. And yes, so that should be fun. We're gonna have our Super Bowl party here tomorrow, right? Yes. Okay, here tomorrow, make sure you're watching, and then the 999th show on Friday. Thank you.